Since we're heading into Easter, you got all the Easter candy stuff, right? And they're going by state. And you would be shocked of the 34 states that all think alike, which includes this one right here, on what is the favorite go-to candy for Easter. And I'll tell you the one who does know it best, and that would be the guy that knows all the info, and that's Scott Watson.
Well, the best Easter candy should be, without a question, Reese's peanut butter eggs.
And that's
No
it.
doubt. And that's it. That is the one and only candy. That's all you need.
If you were to look at a map of the United States, 34 states agree, which includes this one right here. I mean, they all agree the same as Scott. It's the Reese's peanut butter eggs. And then there's one that's Snickers and Twix and Milky Way pack. A few of the jelly beans, the Easter variety pack, whatever that is. And if you go out to California, Nevada, it's the Canberry, what is it called? The Cadbury Cream Egg.
Cadbury Cream Egg. So they have some serious problems in California and New England.
Why?
Because they like that Cadbury Cream Egg. That's disgusting.
Okay.
But most of the world, or most of the country, knows what's right.
The Reese's peanut butter eggs. Yeah. It's amazing that many people feel that is the candy for Easter.
Well, there's somebody in New England that likes the Starburst jelly beans. Yes. I will.
Oh, that's Liz, huh?
I will say, I might have had me a few last night. Jeanette said, give me that Cadbury Cream Egg all day long. You can keep the Reese's egg. Here's how she ended the text. Peanut butter and then like the puke emoji.
No.
Like, Jeanette, peanut butter is delicious.
Yeah, I mean, this is the Bible Belt. And, you know, those who are in the Bible Belt like the Reese's peanut butter eggs.
Yeah, yeah. And out west, they like that Cadbury thing.
I could eat those things all day long. I'd be filled with protein.
4 grams a pop.
The Cadburys are okay. They're not as good as the Reese's.
Yeah.
So just don't compare.
So here's Laura at 800-447-7234. What about you, Laura?
I wanted to say my favorite Easter candy is Robin's eggs.
Oh, why is it Robin's eggs?
Because that's something my mother got for us every Easter.
Are those the ones that the coloring melts on your fingers, or you can take it and make it like lipstick?
It's like a Whopper, but it has a hard candy shell, too.
You would use it for lipstick?
As a kid.
Here's an open mic, 2 of them that just came in through the My HISRadio app.
Oreo eggs are the best. It's Oreo. Come on now.
I love the Cadbury cream eggs, but I also love the Cadbury mini eggs that are the like milk chocolate with the hard shell on the outside. So good.
Oh,
yes,
really?
Girl.
There's 2 of them? I had no idea.
The Cadbury mini eggs. I'm actually making brownies this weekend and putting the Cadbury the Cadbury mini eggs all in it.
Really?
Yes. They're going to be so good. Rebecca said those peanut butter cups, they're gross.
What?
The cream eggs, also gross, right? She said the Cadbury caramel eggs, now that's where it's at.
Really?
I have deep fried those things.
What?
Yes.
No, really?
Yes. So you cover them in batter, like pancake batter, and then you deep fry them, the caramel ones.
Oh, come on.
Oh.
Really?
Goodness. Okay. Chrissy said the Cadbury cream eggs my favorite, but I also like the marshmallow Reese's cups.
Marshmallow?
I've never heard of that.
What?
I have no idea.
Evidently, Scott hasn't either.
Scott is intrigued. He said, what?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where to get those. I've never seen them.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
There is some good news. There is now an app. It's going to use your camera to try to detect an ear infection, because sometimes they get mistaken for things like fluid behind the ear, and so then you'll get a prescription for an antibiotic because it's so easily misdiagnosed that they're trying to do it with the app, and that way it saves your kid from being on an antibiotic.
I love that, because now they're also using that for your heartbeat. If you don't have like a smartwatch that follows your heartbeat, they're using the camera on some of these iPhones to do the same thing if you put your thumb or your finger on it, something like that. So I love they can do that with an app to detect an ear infection, especially for some of these kids that can't tell you what's going on inside their head.
Exactly. And then, if they can keep off the antibiotics, because antibiotics sometimes can bring about, first of all, resistance to antibiotics in the future. If you're on them a lot, it can cause some other issues, tummy issues, and all kinds of things. If you are prescribed something really that you don't need, it's unnecessary. So yes, so great that these apps, these phones, and they get a bad rap a lot of times, but for things like this, they're awesome.
Rob and Lizz,
His Morning Crew.
This is His Radio with an open mic that came in through the My HISRadio app.
I just wanted to say that I started listening about 3 weeks ago when I really needed more faith in my heart and more words to hear about how good God is. And I am seeing God working in my life and making changes for the better. And the station and the listening has been so good.
Okay, that's humbling. Thank you so much for sharing that and what the station has done in just 3 weeks in your life. That's nothing but God, nothing special we're doing. That's just God moving in your heart. And I'm just so grateful that the station has a small part of the big picture. And here's what I'm really grateful for as well. On top of that are the people who have made this possible. I don't know if you know this, but His Radio is a listener-supported radio station. We've been around here for 41 years now. And for 41 years, I think back to when we signed on the air in 1983, the people who decided to give a gift then still impacts lives today. And that is just, that blows my mind when I think about that.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about just her situation, it could be someone that gave a gift in February, and that provided His Radio to be there 3 weeks ago when she needed it. Maybe it was somebody that gave 10 years ago to a fundraiser, gave to His Radio, and God working through the songs. So I don't know what was going on in her life specifically, but there had to have been a song or something that was said where God was able to use the lyrics or use the words and speak to her heart that changes needed to happen.
While I'm thinking about it, coming up in about 5 weeks, we'll have a fundraiser here at His Radio. It literally starts, it's a 4-day event, and it starts on Tuesday, April 23rd. So would you pray about that fundraiser that's coming up? I mean, we're living in this world with you, and I know it's tough. It's really tough. And so if you would pray for that fundraiser coming up, and also, could you do this today as well? Give a running start gift of support, $30 a month or $1,000, whatever God is laying on your heart, and do that today because that will greatly impact generations to come. Do that at hisradio.com, online at hisradio.com, and even through the My HISRadio app.
Rob and Lizz,
His Morning Crew.
May the 4th be with you. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, His Radio.
It sounds like Liz is one of those. May the 4th be with you. The fourth.
Yes.
The Force,
right?
Force. The Force. Because Star Wars, I think it's the Phantom Menace that came out. Was it? I got to ask Jake because he's into these movies. Jake, who's one of our producers. 25 years ago?
Yeah, 99.
99. So 25 years ago.
The Phantom Menace?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, so here's what they're going to do in theaters on May 4th. May the Force be with you. The 4th be with you. They're going to do all the movies. All the Star Wars movies, not the spin-off ones, but all the Star Wars movies.
That's like 18 hours of movies.
I guess so. That's a lot of them. Was it? There's 9, correct, Jake?
Yeah.
9 altogether?
Yeah, there's 9.
And here's how they're going to do it. Guess how they're going to do it. I wonder if Jake knows. You know how they're going to play the movies?
Are they going to do it in chronological order? So like 1 through 9?
Yes. Right? Yeah. Not the way that they were actually released.
Release date, yeah.
Well, and that makes sense. It does make sense because I think that was the original idea, was to put them out that way, and then the movie studio wanted the Luke Skywalker storyline first.
Okay.
I think that's right.
Sure.
Which are 4 or 5. That's 4, 5, and 6, right? They're in the middle.
Yeah, but they started out as 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
And then they went back and told the Darth Vader story.
Yes. So we're all over the place, so we can see it actually in. But 18 hours in a movie theater.
Yeah, why not?
That's a lot of popcorns.
See, Jake loves the movies, goes to the theaters a lot. Jake, I'm just wondering, 18 hours for you?
I mean, I'll see the first 6.
Okay.
And then I'm walking out.
Oh, because you don't like the other 3.
No.
Yeah, they were kind of.
You know what? That might be more than 18 hours.
She's still adding up the movies.
Because
Well, okay, so number 8 is the longest one, and it's almost 3.
So now we're at 19. And is there some sort of break in between? Are they going to show previews?
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
So Farm Fresh Fast is doing a blessing meal. If I get this right, correct me if I'm wrong, but if I have this right, you can purchase like a meal for somebody else, and it'll be on hold for them, and the receipt goes up on the window. And if somebody needs that blessing and they can't provide for themselves, they just grab the receipt, bring it up to the counter, and then they get that meal.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Yeah. So you go in, you purchase the meal, whatever it is that you choose, and then the receipt is kind of on a board, I guess, almost like a cork board maybe, possibly.
Gotcha.
And then, yeah, if you need that meal, you just take it. And somebody has sort of paid it forward. It could have been a month ago. It could have been a week ago or that day, but you get a fresh hot meal.
So somebody who desperately needs it. They're very hungry. There it is for them, the blessing meal. That's a great concept that I'm hopeful that some other restaurants will be able to do throughout the nation.
Well, I think they've laid down the challenge. They're like, we challenge other businesses to do this because, this is an issue. It's food insecurity is what they call it. And so it's sort of when you are food insecure, you don't know.
My wife went to the grocery store just the other day. Oh, my word. She said it was $200 more than what it usually is.
Yeah, I can imagine because I do the grocery shopping in our family. And, my husband, he told me yesterday, even for the dog food, he's like, we're almost out. And I'm like, really? Because it's like, everything has gone up exponentially in just a short amount of time.
There'll be a break
really.
at some point, but right now it's just really tough on a lot of people.
A lot of different people. And to think that you and your family looking at your children, in their faces, and you don't know if you're going to be able to feed them tonight, this is where this comes in.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
This is His Radio. Here's an open mic that came in through the My HISRadio app today.
Hi, my name is Kensington. Today is my mom's birthday. I want to know if you guys could wish her a happy birthday today. Happy birthday, Mom!
Kensington, I think you just did.
Oh, that's so sweet that she thought about her mama this morning.
First thing in the morning, thinking about Mom and sending her an open mic shout out. I love it.
And you know what? I can just see Mom behind the wheel of the car, big old smile on her face, maybe a tear in her eye. And she's like, that's my baby girl.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
Moving to a new city is one thing, but a whole other country is like a different story. It's Rob and Lizz in the morning, His Radio.
Yeah, James knows all about that. So James moved from Nigeria about 10 years ago, got a job as a security guard at a college in Rhode Island, and the kids love him. The students there absolutely love him. He pours into them, he cuts up with them, like the whole thing. They've gotten to know him. He has not been home in 10 years.
For real?
He hadn't seen his family. He's had contact through phone and FaceTime and things like that.
But not in person. That's totally different.
Totally different when you can hug your mama's neck. And so the kids knew about it because they have these great conversations. So the kids thought, we can do something. They started a GoFundMe page, and they wanted to raise about $3,500 to get James back home just for a visit. Right now, as it stands, it's over $30,000.
Get out. Really?
$30,000. So, they let him know. When it got to about $20,000 or so, they called James in to what looks like, the cafeteria or something. And he's just sitting there, and they start talking to him, and they're like, we're going to send you home. This man, James, he broke down in tears.
I could imagine.
I mean, it was so many different levels. First of all, I'm going to see my family. I'm going to see my mama's, hug her neck. But also what these students did. It wasn't like he said, hey, can y'all get me a plane ticket and send me home? No, they just did it out of their own hearts, just the love for him. So I think that's amazing when you see somebody in need, a want even, and you step out to do something like that.
And he's going to go home and see his family.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
So I like this. If you need something from Kohl's, you'll probably need to get it before Saturday. Kohl's has said they're closing on Easter Sunday.
Oh, that's right. Them and a couple other stores are
Right.
closing on Easter Sunday.
Right. And I love this, because I think Publix is one of those places that's going to be closed on Easter Sunday. And, of course, Chick-fil-A is going to be closed because they're always closed on
It's
Sunday.
Sunday.
Right,
Yes.
right. But
what would be news is if they opened on Easter Sunday.
oh, my goodness, there
For
would be such
Chick-fil-A, yeah.
backlash. It would not be good for them. But, yeah, so they're going to be closing. And I love this because, the employees, more so for the employees, that they get to be with their families. They get to go to church. They get to do, the things and celebrate Jesus on Easter Sunday. So I love that.
Yeah, right? So good on you, Kohl's.
Good on you for leading the way.
Rob and Lizz.
His morning crew.
I don't know if you've seen this. It's possible that you have because this has to do with a study about Alzheimer's, which, man, this affects so many families.
It does.
Alzheimer's and dementia, it can be crippling for families.
Oh, it can be, and it's so hard. I mean, for the person that's going through it, obviously they're not understanding and they can get frustrated and get angry. And so, this is sad.
They are really making sure they can do everything that they can to at least prevent it. And one thing that they said is in a study that people who, and please, we're not trying to be joking here.
No,
okay?
not at all.
This is serious. They're linking picking your nose to that could, I don't know if they call it cause dementia or leads toward Alzheimer's.
Right, like a partial leading to, it could have something to do with it.
It's like the germs that go on your fingers into,
like pushing the bacteria farther up your nose into the nasal cavity, and then that could be something that leads to it.
So they're very hopeful that people were like, who do that, not do that anymore. At least caution people like, hey, listen, if you do, this is what could happen in the future in your life.
Right. I mean, I would want to ask, is this using just your finger, or is it with like a Kleenex?
Q-tip, all that stuff.
Anything.
Wash your hands beforehand, all the stuff.
Right. But I mean, it would make me want to ask the question about things like the neti pot. And, I want to know, is that something that I feel okay to use?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of questions there, but at least, I think what we're doing is we're getting a little bit closer to finding out why, and then hopefully finding a cure.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm so hopeful.
Yeah.
I mean, because so many, I think about that. I mean, it could be 20 years from now and I'm walking around.
Oh, sure.
With that and what it does to, families. And I want to remember my kids.
Right.
And stuff like that. So I just feel for a lot of people because they have to walk through this journey. And this could cause some hope,
I would hope so.
Could bring a little bit of hope and go, okay, well, there's one thing that I know not to do.
Yeah.
And that would be that.
Well, any information that we can get takes us one step closer.